Okay, so we're starting the third part of our process here. We roped on the ground, then we roped the Smarty to standing still, and we're working our way through this where it's methodical to where we can, again, build our foundation. You should see exactly the same mechanics of, like, say, Tyler's swing here. You watch his shoulder, elbow, and his hand. He's in lane 2, nice, just like he was on foot, and then roping it still. We're trying to keep this, all of our fundamentals exactly the same. We keep executing these same fundamentals all the way through into live cattle, and that's what you're going to see. You're going to see this stair-stepping process to where we're not skipping a step anywhere. This is a really good shot to kind of see Peggy when she picks up her rope. She's in lane 2 right here, maintaining good body posture, riding to the same spot every time. She actually dallies and goes a couple of steps before she goes out of there. That really helps with your muscle memory, by the way, to keep you from ever turning your horse off. You'll note that every one of us, once we dally, we keep riding and staying in position, then we move out away from our steer. That helps you so much from ever getting in that problem where you're rushing your dally and ducking your horse off, turning your left hand out when you dally. Because we have 2 hands and 1 brain, so it's kind of hard to not just turn your horse off when you dally because you're going to the left with both of your hands. So this drill, in a sense, will help you to cross your hands and keep that left hand still so that you can keep riding your horse and keep him in position. And then again, we're going nice and slow where I transition into that right pattern away from the steer, which is going to set up my ability to handle that steer and keep the timing and the run for my partner. Roping position also actually sets up the position to handle the steer from. If you rope, dally, follow, then you keep your horse in a position to where it's really, there's a good angle to step out and get that steer's control of that steer's head and control the shoulders and hips of the steer. That's basically, in a nutshell, what you're trying to do when you're handling steers is you're trying to have a good angle to handle them at and then control their shoulders and hips to where you go straight across the arena a couple jumps and then slowly come to the left, and then that way you're managing that steer's timing of his stride. I mean, ideally, when you're doing it right, our horse never breaks stride, the steer never breaks stride, or the heel horse never breaks stride, and then that keeps our heeler swing nice and steady where he doesn't have to speed up and slow down. So we're working towards even handling our steers really consistent. So you can see that we're working up into a faster speed and just trying to stay consistent with our rope and the horns sharp, getting it tight, getting it on the saddle horn, moving forward a jump before we go out of there. And then eventually you'll see us just rope and go out of there after we've established, you know, our dallying safely and keeping our horse in position. It's always easy to speed up. Always remember that. Speeding up too early sometimes creates bad habits, and we're trying to build a foundation for everybody watching this video. So now you see Peggy with the type of speed that she's matching the stride of her horse. Watch for that as we're roping at a little faster speed, like around 10 miles an hour or 12 miles an hour, and even on live cattle. The speed of our swing should be matching the stride of our horse. Like you can definitely see that with Prince there. He's kind of a quick-footed horse, so a little faster swing helps me to match up and be with his stride, and that helps me to find a real smooth spot to deliver out of. Like, I've healed so much that I know how to be in time with my horse, and I feel like that helps a lot even heading to swing in rhythm with your horse, and then there's really a smooth spot to deliver from. And you kind of unconsciously learn to feel for that when that real smooth spot to deliver out of, to where it's super accurate and you can see your shot really clear. So we're not only working on our horsemanship, we're working on our mental game here and our mechanics. So that's the way I've always seen roping, is we have our horsemanship, our mental game, and our mechanics. So we're building our confidence up and doing everything. We're building confidence in ourselves, discipline, patience. I mean, you have to have all of these things to be a consistent roper. This is helping us to learn to take the correct shot, which you take the correct shot 4 times in a row, you're probably going to catch 4 in a row, which that's how many most of these ropings are. So I encourage you, even when you're practicing, kind of think of it in sets of 4. We do that all the time at our places. Have a 4-header and have another 4-header, even if it's roping on the ground or on the Smarty or on steers, to where we're setting up in our mind that we have to take 4 correct shots every time so our consistency can be really high. A term I use a lot at our schools is rope, dally, follow. In a sense, that's telling you, rope the horns, hold your horse in position, dally, keep your legs into your horse, keep riding your horse, because a lot of times we have to quit riding for that horse to rate off, but then we have to engage and start riding again. Because once you back off and rate your horse off, rope and dally, now your horse is kind of backing away from the steer, and you don't want that. You want to keep riding your horse. That's why rope, dally, follow has been just a great drill for me to put into people at the schools. It helps them with their motor skills so much. Keeps your left hand, your right hand, and your legs all working together to ride your horse properly. You're seeing everybody do this here. Rope, dally, follow. So it's actually helping us manage the energy out of our legs. Going nice and slow like this, you can really also think about what you're doing with your feet and your shoulders. Are you maintaining a strong body posture? If you are, then you're probably going to maintain a strong swing. And if you have a strong body posture, a strong swing, then your delivery is going to be good every time. But when your body posture falls apart, your swing has a tendency to fall apart, and then it affects your delivery bad. So you watch somebody that's really fundamentally sound like Clay Smith or Clay Tryon, their body posture just never changes. And because of that, their swing never changes and stays strong. There's no breakdown from their body posture to their swing and their delivery. So that's another very important thing to be establishing at this point of your roping, is your posture is just as important as your swing because it affects your swing. I think everybody out there would agree that you have a tendency to want to lean over when you start getting close to a steer. That was always my problem heeling, is I'd always try to almost chase the steer with my upper body. Then when I did that, it would change my swing. So sitting up and maintaining a good, strong, athletic position in the saddle is so important.